Hey folks, Dad here with Elevation Diecast Racing. Happy Wednesday night. It's time for Pedal to the Metal 4. Where tonight we're going to see which one of these metal castings have any kind of speed and if any of them can make them into the ranks or maybe even the top tier. The first four cars on one half of the track came from the 10 pack. And this race being brought to you by Colorado Diecast, your diecast destination. Go check out coloradodiecast.com for all your purchases from eBay. They've been on there for 11 years, and they'll also be moving most of their inventory over to their website, slowly moving away from eBay. So as always, they will have the best items at a competitive pricing and will add new items weekly and also be in a what's coming category for brand new items that will be coming in. So check them out at coloradodiecast.com in Parker, Colorado. Up first, staged and ready in the 34 Ford, the 3-window Ford, which nobody picked, as well as the 68 Camaro from the 10 pack, which nobody picked. We'll see who takes it. Camaro with a 2114. We'll switch lanes. 2114, the time to beat. And you got to get the beat and the time and the bigger beat to compete for the case, but just for this bracket race. And future bracket races, we're just going to go by the biggest time after lane swap. 2114, the time to beat. And it looks like the Camaro will be moving on to round number 2. All right, next up in staged and ready in lane number 1 is one of the fan favorites. It is the 442 Much, driven by Stick Revenge 900, Aramis Rodriguez, Mr. Gravel-Rama, Clay Olson, and Tyler Thurston. You'll be taking on that Monte Carlo from the 10 pack, driven by Eamon's Crazy Channel. Let's see who takes it. Ooh, good race. 208.4 to 9.4. Monte Carlo by 10 thousandths. All right, 208.4, the time to beat if the 4.4 wants to be too much for this Monte Carlo, and it's not going to happen. So, Monte Carlo concept. Moving on to the next round. So far, that 10 pack is 2 for 2. So next up in the Gold Chevelle in lane number 2 from the Hot Wheels 10 pack, driven by Scale Racing Channel, taking on the Easter Exclusives 68 Chevy Nova, driven by Joe Clayton, Keith Smith, the Chase Family Racing, Northern Roads Racing, 7th Avenue Diecast, and Dad's Race Team from Elevation Diecast Racing. Let's see who takes it. This ought to be a really good race. Ooh, 208.1 to 9.1. What is going on there? Chevelle needs a 208.1. Or better. No. Wow, Nova. Now moving on to round number 2. He'll still get a shot at the case ranks, as will 442 Much. One thing I like about these races is it makes lunchtime laps that more exciting to see if something can get into the case ranks. Usually ends up being a case challenge. All right, next up, staged and ready in lane number 1 from the Gold Hot Ones series. It is the Speed Seeker, driven by Your Nightmare Racing, DXP Diecast Racing, Helium Gas, and Chaz D. You'll be taking on the last car from the Hot Wheels 10-car gift set. It is the Jaguar, driven by Zelda Diecast Racing. Ooh, Speed Seeker 2077. Oh my Lanta, here we go. Speed Seeker with a giant win. 2079 is going to catapult him to round number 2. All right, next up, staged and ready. It's the battle of the fat fendered 40s in lane number 1 from the Circus on Wheels series. It is the fat fendered 40, driven by the De Leon Garage Collection, all the way from France. Welcome aboard. And also driven by Rez Wheels. He'll be taking on the what looks like gold on camera, but is actually lime green with the special paint. I'm assuming the Spectra Flame. Sharp looking car, driven by Diecast Show Customs and Navi Ridge Dragway. Let's see which Fat Fendered 40 is moving on to the next round. 2103 to 23. 2103, the time to beat, or the blue one is moving on. Certainly seems that way. 2107 gets him to the next round. All right, next up is a battle of the funny cars. It is the Red Wheel Firebird funny car driven by DRT3K in lane number 1. Lane number 2, the Firebird funny car with the Hot Wheel logo race team from the 97 first editions, driven by Isaiah's race team, Blue Line Racing, Bad Fast Kentucky Racing, Lobo Tommy, Griffin Sold Diecast Motorsports, and Camu Racing. Let's see who takes it. Good race. 2088 to 91. Good race. 2087. And the Hot Wheel race team moving on to the next round. Still not a bad time. He'll get a shot in a later run. All right, next up in lane number 2, it is the Ferrari Heat Fleet Series in green, taking on the, I believe it is the 355. Of course, my memory would escape me. 355 F Challenger. This one's driven by Bavarian Diecast Racing. The other one is going driverless. Maybe Lamborghini's driving that one. Woo! It would make sense. Lamborghini smoked him. 2114. That's another Gapparoonie. Wow. Okay. Lamborghini moving on to the next round. All right. Last up, but certainly not least, in lane number 1 from the Hot Wheels Classics, it's the Plymouth Barracuda funny car, driven by Numbskull Racing, taking on one of the hot ones. It's going to be the Pontiac Grand Prix, driven by J.C. Hayes and Redline Salvage Inc. Let's see who takes it. 2071. Oh my Lanta. I don't think we need to run those again. Thank you for coming, Don Prudhomme. All right, Slowpokes are back in the garage. We're down to speed. Round number 2. Starting off with the Camaro and the Monte Carlo Concept. Good race, but 2091 will take it. 2091, the time to beat it. The Camaro wants to move on to round number 3. Not even going to happen. And a 2091 moves the Monte Carlo to the 3rd round. All right, this ought to be a really good race. I know both of these will end up in the case ranks, but who is moving on to round number 3? Speed Seeker or the Nova? You know which one I got my hopes on. Good race, but the Speed Seeker, whew, by 8 thousandths. Wow. 2081, the time to beat if the Nova wants to stay in it. He's got the jump. Oh, just not enough. What a race. Speed Seeker, though, moving on to round number 3. All right, next up we have the Fat Fender 40 in blue, taking on the Hot Wheel Race Team funny car. Ooh, 2086 funny car getting faster. And it looks like that we are going to, yeah, 2082, not bad at all. This time around, the Fat Fender 40 with no speed. Last race of the quarterfinals, it's the 84 Grand Prix, taking on the Ferrari Lamborghini. Yeah. That's, wow, 2074. That's a one-and-done victory. So there is a look at our semifinals. It's going to be the funny car taking on the Grand Prix. Speed Seeker taking on the Monte Carlo Concept from the 10-car gift pack. First up, staged and ready, the Speed Seeker from the Gold Hot Ones taking on the Monte Carlo. Speed Seeker. Woo! By 7 thousandths at that. 207.8, the time to beat if the Monte Carlo wants to avoid fighting for third place. Speed Seeker, too much for him, and by 10 thousandths this time, he'll be moving on to the final race. All right, up next, the Grand Prix, sitting at a 55.2 grams, taking on the 66.1 gram Hot Wheel Funny Car. Let's see if the Grand Prix can pull the underdog upset, defeating the Funny Car. Oh, he can. Look at him go. 207.2. I love it. 207.2, the time to beat if the Funny Car wants to get into the final race. Not even going to happen. And only because the Grand Prix swam a bit did he get a 207.9. Otherwise, I thought that might be a very low 207. Nevertheless, your race final will be the Speed Seeker taking on the very surprising Grand Prix. But first, let's see who's taking third spot on the podium, at least for now. Funny Car or the Monte Carlo? Woo! Funny Car by 2. 208.4, the time to beat. 208.3. And the Funny Car is going to be your third place winner, at least for now. All right, you know the drill. First car to win 3 is going to be declared our winner. And second place will face that Funny Car to determine true second and third place on the podium. Who you got, Speed Seeker or the 84 Grand Prix? Race 1. Good race. Wow. Grand Prix taking him out by 4. Let's switch lanes. 207.4. Wow, Grand Prix just too much. Very consistent running here by these lanes tonight. 207.4, that's 2 down for the Grand Prix. Man, can the Speed Seeker find another gear, or does the Grand Prix run away with it 3 in a row? Oh, yeah, he does. 207.6 to 81 will lock it up. All right, second and third place determined. Fastest one after lane switching is going to be your second place winner. Who's it going to be, Speed Seeker or the Funny Car? Speed Seeker out front. Wow, 7.9 to 8.2. Funny Car has to beat a 207.9. Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it? No! And the Speed Seeker will place second. All right, excellent race. Excellent job picking winners this week. The overall winner is that 84 Grand Prix from the Gold Hot Ones, driven by J.C. Hayes and Redline Salvage Inc. Congratulations, gentlemen, on picking this week's winner. Coming up in second place, another one from the Hot Ones series. It was the Speed Seeker, indeed. Driven by Your Nightmare Racing, DXP, Diecast Racing, Chaz D, and Helium Gas. And in third was the Hot Wheel Firebird Funny Car, driven by Isaiah's Race Team, Blue Line Racing, Bad Fast Kentucky Racing, Lobo Tommy, Griffin Soul Diecast Motorsports, and Kamui Racing. Congratulations on your pick. Now, let's see, of course, get into some bonus racing and see what our winner can do in the 51 to 61 weight class. All right, sitting at number 1 in that weight class is the 205 Peugeot. Let's see if that Grand Prix can take it. No. 6.8. Oh, my Lanta. Grand Prix needs a 206.8. 207.6 not gonna cut it. All right, it's the 5th ranked Gold F40 Ferrari. Woo, by 1,000. 207.7 and a greater than 1,000 beat needed by the Grand Prix. Oh, 207.6 and a 4,000 speed. He gets him. All right, Dom's Charger number 2, sitting in the number 4 spot. Whoo, 7.1 to 7.7. I don't think he's going to beat it. He would need a 207.1 and beat him by greater than 6,000. I don't think so. No. So, that's all right. Tonight's winner is the Chase 84 Grand Prix, sitting number 5 overall in the weight ranks, 51 to 61 weight class. All right. We'll run one more race just because I have a feeling I know you want to see it. Speed Seeker in the 41 to 50 weight class. We'll start with number 11, Johnny Benson. Yeah. I didn't think so. Switching lanes. Speed Seeker just cannot get it done. Let's see if he can handle Mark Martin. A lot closer race this time, 7.5 to 7.8. We'll switch lanes. 207.5 at a greater than 3,000 speed. Can the Speed Seeker find himself number 12? He cannot. But the gap is closing in. It's that 5th Roadrunner. Speed Seeker getting him. No, he didn't either. 10,000 speed. Speed Seeker needs a 208.1 and a greater than 10,000 speed to place. He'll do it. 207.8 and a 2,000 speed will get him in at number 13 in the rankings. And I think we got time to run that funny car. Let's roll them. We've had some funny cars make it into the ranks. Right now, number 1 is my 4th Powerbird funny car. Let's see if today's 3rd place winner has anything for it. No. 73 to 84. Powerbird, just too much for it. Let's see if he can even beat Claire Gunzer. Claire putting a whooping on the Hot Wheel funny car. It's everybody's favorite girl in racing, Claire Gunzer. Look at her go. She just gapped the funny car. That is hilarious. Hey, man. Hey, yeah, you just seen it. Gapped. 2069. Claire Gunzer whooping the funny car. Yeah, you saw it here. I saw it. You saw it. It happened. Now, this is Claire number 4. She's in the 14th position. Let's see if this funny car can beat this Claire. Oh, by 10 thousandths. Let's see it. Oh, my Lanta. I don't believe it. I don't think I switched lanes. So 2080 and a greater than 1,000 speed. Oh, my Lanta. Claire whoops him again. I don't believe it. All right, Chevy Lumina in the Hot Wheel racing outfit. Funny car going to dominate there, 88 to 96. So this funny car will definitely make it into the top 20. Yeah, 87 to 99. All right, let's roll him against the 3rd Powerbird. He'll get him, 86 to 89. 3rd Powerbird needs greater than 3,000 speed in a 208.6. All right, 208.5, and the Hot Wheel funny car starting to gain momentum on into the case ranks. So he will face the N count funny car for the next position. Let's see. N count with a 1,000 speed. 208.5 and a greater than 1,000 speed needed by the number 4. 208.5 and a 10,000 speed. N count keeps his spot. So tonight's 3rd place winner, placing 18th overall in the heavyweight division. So that's going to be all for tonight. Anyway, in this session, Pedal to the Metal number 4 produced 3, making it into the case. And we're going to take a look at the Monte Carlo Stalker, that Chevy Nova, the 442 Too Much, the Gold Chevelle, and that other funny car. Be looking for them in a series of shorts. We're going to see where they place. So from all of us over here at Elevation Diecast Racing, if it isn't fast, at least it'll look good on the shelf. Have a great night.